collecting versus investing. Big distinction, a big thing I see in the community. I see all the time, we're all here just to make money. Everybody's here to make money. Nobody cares about these collectibles. That's not true. There are people that collect to collect. They don't care about the value. These. They're autographed. It's the Three Faces of Danzig. I don't know if you guys are into heavy metal music. There's a band called Danzig. Lead singer's Glenn Danzig. Those figures are the Three Faces of Danzig. One from each of his bands. Sam Hain. One you might have heard of, the Misfits. And then Danzig. Those figures were limited to 666 pieces each. I bought them when they came out. And it was almost like a drop. You had to be there, you had to have them in the cart, you had to buy them as soon as they went up for pre-order or you didn't get one. How much are they worth on the secondary market? How much do they sell for? They don't. You can't buy them. Period. They don't sell. I bought them 2007, 2008 is when they were released, and I bought mine that year. I've been watching eBay. I've been watching all the secondary markets. They don't go back up for sale. I've seen 2 for sale. In, like 12 years? I've seen 2 for sale. One out of the box for $175 and one in the box for $305. Just one. Not the whole set, just one. And it was the same one that went up for sale both times. My point about the Danzig figures, nobody knows who Danzig is. And you can't buy those figures. That was my point. They don't come up on the market. People don't sell them at all. And this isn't even a big brand. This isn't even something that has a large fan base. It's the point I was trying to make in my first video. Some of these collectibles, they're going to be in the hands of collectors, and they're not going to be interested in selling them. They're not buying them to resell. They're buying them to collect. Period. And they're not going to sell them. I'll never sell those. I don't care how much I could get for them. I'm not selling them. I have several things in my collection you can't buy anymore. Maybe once, twice a year it'll show up on the market. Maybe, if you're lucky. That's where the rarity comes into play. When collectors have them, they're not interested in selling them. They don't care what it's worth. They're not selling it. They're not. They're not buying it to ever resell it. They're buying it to keep it. It's theirs. That's the collector mentality. A lot of items, when they go up for sale right after the drops, 10-20% of the available items go up for sale. The rest don't go up for sale. Where are those 80-90%? Are they all people that are just hodling for the long term to turn around and flip for a profit? I would bet some of them are collectors and they're not ever selling them. You get into collecting, it becomes almost like an addiction, where you have to have the next thing, you have to have the next thing, you have to have the next piece. It can wear you down if you do it for a long time in your life, because you have to get those missing pieces because your collection's not complete without them. I own a Roman coin in my collection. I don't collect coins. I just thought it was cool and unique. So I have a Roman coin. I have a piece of a meteor that came from Mars and a piece of a meteor that came from the moon. It's just cool. I like it. That's why I bought it. And I don't have any intention of ever reselling these things. I buy them because I like collecting oddities. I like collecting rare, cool things that I like. And we're going to have a split on VeVe. We're going to have people that are here as an investment, and we're going to have people that are here as this is their collection. Especially the more you can build out your showrooms with the comics coming to the showrooms, people are going to want to show their collections off. There's a lot of collectors out there. And when these type of people get a hold of these collectibles, they're not coming back on the market. They're just not. It's not the way these guys collect. It's not how they collect. I did it for years. You just fill in the gaps. You have to have that piece that you're missing. Otherwise, your collection's, in your opinion, your collection's shit. You have part of the community looking for the hot items that have the most hype that are going to increase really quick, and they're going to be able to flip it and get a big gain out of it. Where you have another part of the community that's just silently buying these things up and keeping them. And from what I see online, the overall sentiment from the collectors community, they're not into NFTs right now. They're not into the digital side of things. A big portion of the collector, especially the comic community, do not like the idea of NFTs and are really against it. I think that's going to change. I think there's going to be some kind of catalyst that's going to change that in the future. But right now, the general collector community, they want nothing to do with NFTs. My point is, when that shift happens and they do want to come into NFTs, that's when these things are going to start disappearing, because you're going to have the collectors coming in. The people that don't care about flipping these, they don't care about selling these, they're not going to. As we get more and more of them coming into the app, more and more stuff's just going to start kind of disappearing off the shelves. That's what I foresee happening. Stuff's just going to start disappearing, and it's just not going to come back up for sale. You watch certain items, certain secret rares, things like that, just watch the numbers dwindle of what's in the market already. And like I said, we don't have the wider collector community here yet. They're not here yet. So when the collector community's here at the same numbers as the investor community, it's going to be a different game. It's going to be different. Yeah, the goal for some people on this is not going to be to get rich. The goal for some people is going to be to build up the coolest collection and be able to brag and show their showrooms and look what I have. Almost two different things happening on VeVe at once. You have two different communities with two different goals, and one side doesn't understand the other side because it's two completely different mindsets. Collecting is very emotional, where investing needs to be very non-emotional. Collecting tends to be emotional because you're collecting the things you like, and it adds to the collection. It adds to the whole feel of it.